Persistence conquer all things. A quote beautifully written by Benjamin Franklin. Jai Hind and a very good morning to our guest speaker, Colonel N. Sharma, faculty members and students of IIEBM. I, Shreya Srivastava, MC for today's session, welcome you all to this session on personality development by self-management. Now, I take this opportunity to welcome our guest, Colonel N. Sharma. Sir, may I have your permission to proceed? Thank you, sir. With great honor and privilege that we introduce you to Colonel N. Sharma, a distinguished individual who has dedicated nearly 5 decades of his life in service to our nation. Commissioned into the Army in 1975, he has been a stalwart figure in both Artillery Division, where he served for 6 years, and later in the Army Physical Training Corps for an impressive 31 years. In his illustrious career, Colonel Sharma has left an indelible mark on various aspects of military service. Notably, he was a key member of the ceremonial committee for the 9th Asian Games held in Delhi in 1982, a role that demanded precision and meticulous planning. Furthermore, he planned a pivotal role in the Service Sports Control Board, a body responsible for overseeing sports activities across Army, Navy, and Air Force. His contributions were instrumental in shaping the athletic landscape within the armed forces. Colonel Sharma's dedication and proficiency culminated in his appointment as a Joint Secretary for the Military World Games in 2007, a testament to his exceptional leadership and organizational acumen. In 2012, after a distinguished and accomplished career, Colonel N. Sharma retired and chose Pune as his home. We are truly privileged to have Colonel N. Sharma with us today, a living embodiment of dedication, discipline, and excellence. His presence is an inspiration to all of us, and we eagerly anticipate the wisdom and insights he will share with us. Sir, we welcome you.
I thank you all for the nice words spoken about me. At the beginning, I would like to thank Colonel Vinod Marwaha for giving me the opportunity to be in the company of the youth of the country. Before I begin my lecture, I would like to tell you about my handicap. My handicap is my hearing. I have almost 80 to 90% hearing loss in both the ears. I only listen to my wife. नहीं तो गुजारा नहीं है. What is this? राजमा का एक दाना जो हम सब हैं. How? This has got a lot of potential. For some, it may be just one rajma ka dana. For somebody, it may be a storehouse of rajma ka dana. You all have that potential in you. You are at a stage in life where you can shape yourself and your destiny in whatever way you want. Only thing required is self-effort and guidance. You all are in a stage where you are totally carefree. Although some of you might be of a worrying habit कि क्या होगा इसके बाद, मेरे को placement मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, in which company I will get a placement, what will be my starting salary, how soon will I become a CEO. है ऐसे ही है ना? The education that you are getting here is more of bread-winning education. How to earn bread for yourself, which is an essential part of our life. Because if you don't earn your bread, who's going to do it for you? Your parents won't keep feeding you throughout life. What I'm going to tell you today is life making skills, how to develop your personality by managing yourself. If I were to ask you, tell me about yourself, maybe you may not be able to tell me entirely who you are, what you are. Please come. अच्छा, स्टूडेंट के लिए कौन सा माइक है? स्टूडेंट यूज कर सकते हैं इनको? Yes, sir, yes. Tell everybody about yourself. Tell everybody about yourself.
Jai Hind everyone. Am I audible? So Jai Hind everyone. My name is Ravina Purana. I am from Pali district of Rajasthan. I have completed BCom in 2017, then MCom, and I also done Bachelor of Education. I have a long teaching experience, and currently I am pursuing PGDM, as you all know, with a big dream of being a corporate, uh, with a vision of be a leader. Thank you.
ये मेरा मोबाइल बज रहा है क्या? इसको अभी बजना था क्या? Now coming to the first slide, aim of life, happiness, am I right? But everybody tries to achieve happiness by different means. For somebody, getting a nice placement is happiness. For the other person, getting a fat pay package is happiness. And for somebody, happiness is to make a big house, have a big car. Are you sure these are going to give you everlasting happiness? Keep that in mind. First point. Now coming to who am I? All of you please close your eyes. Follow my instructions. Focus on the tip of your toes, the calf muscle. Shift your awareness to the calf muscle, the knees, the thigh, the hips, the waist, the chest, the neck, the head. Are you open your eyes? Please open your eyes. सो मत यार, मेरे को कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा. मेरा लेक्चर इतना बोरिंग था कि पहले ही सो गए. Are you all these things which you observed, or you are the observer of these things? Anybody who says he was this body which he observed, please raise your hand. Anybody who says he was not this body, raise your hand. क्या बात है, बॉडी थे, उसमें भी हाथ नहीं खड़े किए. बॉडी को ऑब्जर्व किया, वो भी नहीं थे, तो क्या थे?
Jain sir, my name is Ravina Borana. Sir, we observe our nerves from very bottom till our mind, and we observe every part and we feel about our body.
So I asked you whether you are that. Now, if I say that you were the observer, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Sit down, please. Thank you.
Thank
So you were an observer of all that you saw. You are not the body. First point driven home, you are not the body, you are observer of the body. Now again, close your eyes. I will give instructions and you keep following it. Your family, father, mother, brother, sister, grandfather, grandmother, people whom you like, people whom you don't like, all that you want to become in life. Open your eyes. Once again, my question is the same. Are you all that you observed or you are the observer? You are the observer, you are not all that you observed. ज़्यादा philosophical तो नहीं है ना बात? You are not the body, you are the observer. You are not the mind, you are the observer. Similarly, there might be thoughts which come in your mind at times. They come or don't they? थॉट्स आते हैं मन में विचार आता है इसके साले का मर्डर कर दूं तो मेरे को चैन मिल जाए. काश मेरी मोटरसाइकिल के पिलियन पे कोई बैठने वाला वाली मिल जाए. So you are the observer of the mind. What you saw was your mind. Pop-up menu आ रहा था. I was giving instructions and a pop-up menu was working. Some were yours, some were not yours. Some were good, some were bad. So once again you are the observer. Has this observer changed or it is a constant? Observer तो पहले भी observer था, even now it is an observer. So you are the observer. Did you know that before? You did not know that you are the observer of the body. You are observer of the, neither the observer of the, you are the observer of the mind. Please keep sitting. Now we will see how we can explain this in the language which students of the present generation understand it better. Let's see in the computer language. Man is trying to make computer by learning from himself what he is. A computer has input devices. We also have input devices. The sense organs are the input devices through which sense stimuli come inside our body. Various forms through the eyes, various sounds through the ears, various smells through the nose, various tastes through the tongue, and various sensations through the skin. Next, Karmendriya. I am using the exact Sanskrit word so that you can correlate when somebody speaks in this language and you are not a lost case. You would know, okay, कर्मेंद्रियाँ ज्ञानेंद्रियाँ ये तो अपनी बहुत पुरानी बात है, अपने को मालूम है. कर्मेंद्रियाँ, we have our tongue, we have our hands, we have our feet, we have our genitals, and we have our NS. 5 Gyanendriya and 5 Karmendriya. Then we have something called a modem. A modem helps a computer to be linked up to the other computers, that is internet, and its capacity becomes manifold. Am I right? Now, coming to another aspect of ourselves. Our brain is a hardware where the information is stored. Our mind is the software, and we are the programmers. Now, this is a very important point. Who is the programmer? We are the programmers. We can program ourselves the way we want to. We should not blame others for our success or failure in life. You all are very fortunate. At this age and stage, you are getting this knowledge. I got it when I was 37 years old. बहुत धक्के खाए, बहुत जूते पड़े, जिंदगी ने बहुत ठोकरें मारी, तब ढूंढने लगे कि क्या जिंदगी क्या है, why all this is happening to me, who am I? And then I learned it, practiced it, followed it, and benefited. Another principle of computers is garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage through the input devices, the output would also be garbage only. If you are in the company of people who are not very good, you will absorb negative tendencies. On the computer or on the TV, you see programs which are not helping you evolve. Your personality doesn't evolve by seeing chaat masale wale serials. It evolves only when you read, see, hear. Food is not only that which we take in from the mouth. Food is also that which we take in through our eyes and ears. In fact, that has got more impact on our personality as compared to the food that we eat. Another way of describing ourselves is the BMI, body, mind, and intellect. We are not the body, we are not the mind, we are not the intellect. This BMI, body, mind, intellect, acts as a prism. And the way white light passing through a prism gets refracted into multiple colors, similarly, the self or I, which is actually a constant, functioning through a particular body, a particular mindset, and a particular intellect, looks different to everyone. And the entire variety that you see in the world around you is nothing but a play of the BMI. You are with me? Mind. Mind is the focal point of all self-improvement. All your success and failure lies in the mind. If you have a sharp mind, you succeed. You become what you want to. Take it from me, you become what you want to. But be careful when choosing what you want. Be careful in choosing what you want in life. If you think becoming a CEO is the end of life for you, choose that. Work towards it, you will become. If your aim is to be happy in life, choose that. Work towards it. Choice is yours. Coming to the chariot, there is an Upanishad by the name of Kathopanishad. In that, a very beautiful analogy has been given about the human body. The human body is like a chariot drawn by 5 horses. The horses are joined by reins, lagam, which are in the hands of a charioteer, and then there is a traveler sitting in the chariot. So the body, cross body, is made of 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire and space. पृथ्वी, जल, वायु, अग्नि, आकाश, इनका बना हुआ है. Then in the gross body are the 5 senses, which are the devices through which inputs come. They are tied by reins, lagam. If the reins are not tied properly, these horses will take the chariot wherever they want to. The reins are in the hands of the charioteer. Charioteer is the buddhi, the intellect, who should guide your body through the mind in the correct direction. And who is the traveler? Traveler is the self. We are the traveler. I am the traveler in this chariot. You are travelers in your own individual chariots. तुम लोग का सुबह फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग का क्लास भी होता है? फिर मैं क्यों देख रहा हूँ नींद आ रही है सब लोगों को? सब लोगों को तो नहीं, कुछ लोगों को नींद आ रही है. अपने दाएं बाएं जो है ऐसा ऐसा करो. Wake up, people. In fact, when I used to take these lectures in Army Institute of Physical Training, I used to tell them, look, it's a philosophical lecture. जिसको philosophy सुनने का शौक नहीं है, पीछे बैठ जाओ, सो जाओ. So they used to get up, go at the back, sit down there and have a nice nap. Anybody wanting to move on the back benches? कोई नहीं, चलो. Now these 5 horses, that are the senses, इनकी आदत होती है अपने अपने टारगेट को चुनना. Because on the road of life are lying all the objects. आँखों को क्या दिखता है? Good things, good houses, good cars, everything good. good है तो bad भी होएगा. कानों को जो है सुनने का शौक है. किसी को लता मंगेशकर के गाने अच्छे लगते हैं, किसी को जो है मोहम्मद रफ़ी के, किसी को किशोर कुमार के, किसी को जो है उसकी तारीफ़ ही अच्छी लगती है. मेरी तारीफ़ ही करता रहे कोई तभी ठीक है, मेरी बुराई ना करे. ये आप लोगों को ज़िंदगी में बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आएगी. आपके बॉस ने आपको तारीफ़ कर दी तो अच्छा लगेगा, और उसने कभी थोड़ा सा डांट लगा दी तो यू विल फील बैड, व्हाई ही सेड दिस टू मी. और आपका ड्रॉप डाउन मीनू जो है ना माइंड का, वो चालू हो जाएगा. थॉट्स विल स्टार्ट कमिंग इन द माइंड एट ग्रेट स्पीड. हाउ टू टैकल देम, वो भी वी विल हैव अ लुक एट दैट. Now we'll have a look at this slide. I am Narendra, that's my name, Narendra Pratap Sharma. I am 68 years old. I am a doctor. I am a retired army officer. ऐसी लिखा था मैंने. I am happy. I am confused. Now in all these cases, I am has remained unchanged. Rest everything is changing. Rest everything has changed. So we are a combination of 2 energies. One is the changeless, that is the I, the self, and the other are the changing, the body, the mind, the intellect. These are ever changing. आँखें अभी अच्छे से देखती हैं, उम्र के साथ हो सकता है ब्लाइंड हो जाओ. Maybe at birth only you are blind. So, point to be noted is, we are the changeless amongst the ever changing. परिवर्तन संसार का नियम है. किस किस को मालूम था ये डायलॉग? वेरी गुड, आई एम हैप्पी. every computer has viruses. Our human computer also has viruses. Nothing special about it. हाँ, there are antiviruses also. इसके बारे में आप लोगों ने सुना भी नहीं होगा और करते भी नहीं होगे. करते हो? गुड. आप लोगों के रूम में देखा मैंने, प्रेयर रखी हुई है, प्रेयर लगा रखी है, पूरी पढ़ के आया हूँ. Prayers, jap meditation, we will come to it. Introspection. Every day devote about 2 to 3 minutes about what you did throughout the day and how you can improve upon it on the subsequent day. That is introspection. We focus a lot of our energy on the mistakes of others that we notice. But we hardly do or devote any time to what is it in us that requires a change. So be a little introspective. Discrimination. Develop the power of the intellect. Discriminate between the right and wrong, between the good and bad. Right knowledge. We will come to that. Law of karma. As you think, so you become. There is an experiment which was carried out in which grip dynamometer होता है. उससे grip का strength पता चलता है. A person was told to sit down and for 15 minutes keep telling himself, I am weak, I am weak, I am weak. And then his grip strength was measured. Thereafter, he was told to repeat in his mind, I am strong, I am strong, I am strong, and then measure his grip strength. There was a change in his grip strength, which shows the power of thought. Thought is the only creative energy that you have. We start with a thought. The thought should become a word, and the word should translate into action. You want to become a CEO, you want to become a good human being, or you want to become a successful human being, it should start with a thought. Don't think कि मैं अभी अच्छा नहीं हूँ, मैं अभी CEO नहीं, तो मैं कैसे बोल दूँ कि I am a good CEO. Remember, whatever you feed to your mind now is what will be created outside. There are two stages of creation. First, the creation takes place in our mind, and thereafter outside. It should not be the other way कि बाहर जो हो गया वही अंदर हो रहा है. Otherwise, what will happen is you are in the company of bad people, the bad will go inside you. You can go through the first point, self-explanatory. Synergy of thoughts, words and deeds. Whatever are your thoughts, same should be your words and same should be your actions. It is like focusing of a telescope. If a telescope is not focused, you will not be able to see objects very clearly. They will look dim or they will look hazy or you may not be able to see them. And as it is, when we speak the truth or follow the path of truth, they have to be in the same direction. Start now. Don't be afraid. It is fear which makes us tell lies. And as we think, so we become. If you tell lies, you become a liar. If you think strong, you become a strong person. If you think happy, you become a happy person. And so on. There's the unending list. There are 50 to 60,000 thoughts which cross our mind every day. The quality, quantity, and direction of these thoughts is very important. More the thoughts, more the agitation in the mind. Lesser the thought, more peaceful and tranquil the mind. When the thoughts in the mind are very less, its concentration power becomes very high. You can go through the next point. Only thing is the types of karma, sanchit, Prarabdha and Agami. I do not know how many of you believe in rebirth. How many of you believe in rebirth? Raise your hands, please. Down. How many of you, please put your hands down. How many of you don't believe in rebirth? Raise your hands. Quite a sizable number. Down. I am not a votary for any particular belief system. But if you start thinking, why a child is born with good health, whereas the other child is born blind, or maybe with physical disabilities. One child is born in the house of a Maharaja, and the other is born in the house of a beggar. Do you have any explanation for that? Yes. You have an explanation? वो मेरे बाजू वाला कौन है जो मेरे को बताएगा वो क्या बोल रहा है?
Sir, it's based on their karma, like which they work like in the past or
So
Hello.
you agree with Sanchit Karma? You believe in rebirth?
Yes, sir.
That's I am asking who don't believe in rebirth. Yeah, you had said. You sit down. I am with you.
Jain sir, just because not everybody economically in a same page, if anybody born in an inferior house, it doesn't mean that everybody born there only.
Can be any house.
Yeah, just
One person is born in Mukesh Ambani's house.
yeah.
Other person is born in a person who sleeps on the footpath और वो गोद में लेके बच्चों को घूमते हैं ना रोड के ऊपर. Why this difference?
Just because the economical
Or there is no force running this entire creation.
is just because the economical stability, because they have money so they afford the things, they don't have money so they don't afford the things.
नहीं अपॉर्चुनिटी कहाँ से आ गई? अभी तो बच्चा पैदा हुआ है.
uh,
The child is just born. Question of opportunity doesn't arise. Opportunity तो तब आएगी ना when he is around 4 or 5 years old. उसको प्री नर्सरी में kindergarten में भेजने की बात आएगी. Then the opportunity comes.
when I guess when the corruption is a little less in a country, so the money will utilize in a right way for those who don't have the opportunity for those sort of things, so they get the opportunity. If the corruption is little less, because in that case the whole money goes there, not here.
No, my question is, today 2 children are born. One is born in the house of Mukesh Ambani, or take it any rich billionaire, and the other person is born in the house of a poor man. There is one child born with a good health, smiling and cheerful. The other child is born with a deformed body. Maybe he is blind by birth. Why this difference? Is this creation run by an autocratic force which is not following any logic, or there is a logic behind it?
Logic behind that.
Logic hai?
Yep.
What is that logic?
So it is, I guess, scientific things which I don't get, but I don't believe in that rebirth. So if I
नहीं, उसी को तो अपन डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. We are
so
discussing that.
if I consider this topic, so I just go for the
Okay, you sit down. My friend there will.
Hello. Jain sir, my name is Rehan Ahmed, and I would like to say that this world, maybe it's because this world is a testimonial for each and everyone. So basically, when a child is born, in a poor family and a child is born in a rich family, it means that the testing period has been started for the child who has born in the poor families in order to build the career for his family and his coming generations. Because if it is similar ways for both of them, it would not be factual, because the world will run in a peaceful manner. No one will be rich, no one will be
No.
poor, nothing will.
Rehan, you mean to say that child has come to build the future of his parents? Am I right?
Not basically his parents, but at least his coming
Till
generation.
the time he does his graduation, post graduation, and degree, they will be looking after him. How will he be able to help his family, whereas he himself will not be able to be helped in a way in which the child born in a rich aristocratic family is looked after? All his needs are met. He has got a friend circle. He's got umpteen number of toys. Whereas this child, who is born in the house of a poor man, has got opportunity to nothing. ये तो एक point था. दूसरा, why is a child born with physical deformities and the other person is born healthy? Why so? Be open-minded. A parachute functions only when it's open.
So handicap is a different scenario, but being poor and rich, this concept maybe we can put our thoughts upon this.
Happy and sorrow कर दें.
So because God gives the difficulties.
God तो तेरा और मेरा सबका एक ही है. We will come to that also. He is not different.
Yes.
Different names they रखे. Like everybody has got a different name. Names are different, but he is one.
One creator.
He is one creator, maintainer, and destroyer.
Absolutely, sir.
But why this? Anyway, chalo, we will not waste too much of time on this, but sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So we have Sanchit karmas, on the basis of which we come at a particular place. Call it rebirth, don't call it rebirth. My aim is not to make you devout followers of any particular religion. My aim is to make you realize how to improve your personality by self-management. As I told you, there is one energy which is changeless and the other are changing. So the child who has come, a changeless being cannot be an changeful being earlier. If he has not changed, he is still the same. Am I right? जो परिवर्तित नहीं हो सकता है, जो सदैव एक जैसा ही होता है, वो तो एक जैसा ही रहेगा. Then is prarabdha. Prarabdha is what we do now. That will shape our agami. Whatever you do now will shape your future. Agami is the one, your karma, which will come in front. Focus more on the present and that will happen in your future. But don't forget, there might still be some sanchit karmas in your mental makeup which are yet to yield their results. Here you will get answer to the question ki yaar, I worked so hard, but still the result has not come. And that other person also, he worked as much as me and he has reached that place or position. That's where this logic of the sanchit karma, the accumulated karmas, will help you in overcoming your tensions. Our thoughts are of three kinds: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. You can just go through it. Sattvic thoughts take you closer to your original self, the I am. Rajasic and tamasic take you away from yourself. They make you run in the world wildly. The self or Atman. Atman is a word used in Indian culture. So I use the word Atman. You can call it spirit, you can call it Ruh. It's one and the same thing. It is bound to the body because of these karmas. And guna. Guna is qualities. These are the sattvic qualities. We will not waste much time on these. जो अच्छी क्वालिटीज़ हैं वो अच्छी हैं, जो बुरी हैं वो सबको मालूम है. जो वायरस थे माइंड, द वायरसेस इन द माइंड आर द बैड क्वालिटीज़. Keep in mind that at every stage you will be confronted by two paths. One is the Shreya and the other is Priya. Priya is the path that looks very pleasant. And you feel like, let me follow this path. It looks so enchanting, so beautiful. And the other is Shreya, which at given moment would look, yeah, it's very difficult. But actually, it is what is for your real good. Another very controversial point, the four castes, Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudra, Vaishya, are not because of birth. They are because of guna and karma. आपके अंदर कौन से गुण, कौन सी क्वालिटीज ज़्यादा हैं, and what are your karmas. Take my example. All my uncles and all were farmers. By virtue of being from a farming family, I become a Vaishya. But all my uncles and all used to say they are Brahmins. And they followed discrimination also. I, as a school student, used to tell them, why are you discriminating against the other people? Thirdly, I was in the army. That is a Kshatriya's job. So who am I? If your fundamentals become clear, that you are a spirit soul, the unchanging, then you can rise above this and then function. Otherwise, you will see, which you must have seen also, reservations, this, that, clashes, and some of the things you read in the newspapers are really disturbing. People consider themselves to be higher caste, may not have read the Vedas or Upanishads, but they call themselves Brahmins. Brahmin is one who उसके अंदर ब्रह्म का ज्ञान होता है. And he earns his bread by disseminating that knowledge. But these people don't do that. But by birth they claim to be Brahmins and they will say, we are superior. Same happens with all the castes. Others will say, we have been discriminated against. They might be sitting in powerful positions in the ministries and political parties. They say, we should have reservations for us. ज़्यादा नहीं करूँगा इसमें, कहीं तुम लोगों के आपस में झगड़े ना हो जाएं. Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is a very potent word. It is use of your vital energies very judiciously. Even talking too much is waste and is not recommended as a brahmacharya quality. Now don't tell me, sir, आप ज़्यादा मत बोलो. Once again, focus on the quality, quantity and direction of your thoughts. If your thoughts are running in all directions, we say, yaar, मैं बड़ा disturbed हूँ, don't talk to me today. I am very, very disturbed. And when your thoughts are all moving in one direction, you feel more peaceful. What is the difference between a magnet and a piece of iron? In a magnet, iron के अंदर भी वही magnetic ions होते हैं, but they are lying scattered. Whereas in a magnet, they are all aligned in the same direction. If you take a magnet and rub it on the iron piece repeatedly, they will all start pointing in a given direction and they will also become magnet. So, you can change your thoughts. Now we will just do this exercise in 5 seconds. Use your conscious mind and generate thoughts that I am a successful soul. Do it. Open your eyes. You could generate those thoughts. Anybody who had difficulty generating the thought, I am a successful soul? So all of you could do that. That was your conscious mind. You have to use your conscious mind more than your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is the one which keeps throwing thoughts on its own. And we think we are the mind and keep doing whatever it makes us do. No. Today take a pledge. I am the master of my mind. I will make the mind do what I want to. But don't be too harsh with it. Make it a friend of yours, and only once it becomes your friend that it will start listening to you. Because so far it had been doing what it wanted to do, and you were a mute follower of what the mind was doing. And now you are wanting to change the equation. So initially you will have a little resistance. Just go through this slide. Okay. So, point taken home, you all have the potential to make your life, but you have to be in capable hands. Put yourself in the hands of God. Get up in the morning, offer your services to Him. I am thine, shape me the way you want to. Shape me the way you want to, and mark my words, He will take care of you. Because He is inside you. He is aware of each and every thought of yours, each and every action of yours is known to Him. The art of right action. Have an ideal. Have an ideal. Choose an ideal. You say you want to become a CEO. There must be somebody with whom you are very much impressed. Choose him as your ideal. Read about him. See what are the qualities which he had, which you should develop in yourself, and follow them. Now coming to whether an action is good or bad. Action is judged by the motive or the intention and not by the result. A doctor also uses the knife to save a patient. A murderer also uses a knife to kill someone. Both actions are not at par. Where the intention was to save the patient, nothing will happen to the doctor even if the patient dies. Although आजकल another trend has started, a CD is given to the relatives of the patient. And they file cases and all that he made this mistake, that mistake. Doctors are also human beings. There may be a mistake, but समय की पुकार है, we can't do anything. Once again, as we think, so we become. जैसा सोचोगे वैसा बन जाओगे. अपने फ्री टाइम को यूज इट प्रॉफिटेबली. Use the conscious mind more than the subconscious mind. Otherwise, subconscious mind में से thoughts जो है वो चलती रहेंगी, and more the thoughts repeat themselves, greater the groove they cut in the mind, and the more difficult it becomes for you to change subsequently. There is a rock. You can either leave it like that, people will come spit on it, or you can make a nice statue out of it, or you can carve a deity out of it. People will come and पूजा करेंगे, कोई पैसा भी रख देगा, कोई प्रसाद भी चढ़ा देगा. Choice is yours, what you want to make out of yourself. That's your choice from your life. Have an ideal which is worth following and worth pursuing. मेरी अगर सलाह मांगो तो CEO should not be the end of life for you. Happiness for all is a better option. CEO तो बन जाओगे, मेहनत करोगे तो बन जाओगे, क्यों नहीं बनोगे? Please go through the slide. Think that God's energies are flowing through you. In the beginning, this might seem a little difficult to you, but after some time, you will really find that there is a change coming in you. You are feeling more peaceful, more happy, and your capability to produce good quality work is improving. In every situation, there is a dormant potential. You want to become something in life. Now, whenever you are moving around, you will find there is a situation where you can utilize the quality required for becoming that. Please do it. Just a thought, no words and no actions is waste of a thought energy. Because whatever are your thoughts, convert them into your words and perform an action. This is a karma. A karma repeated many times becomes a habit. A habit followed over a period of time becomes attitude. An attitude followed for a greater period of time becomes destiny. And your destiny shapes your thinking. This is the way how this thought power works. Don't identify with the body, mind and intellect. Identify with the soul. The soul is not outside, it is inside you. Right now you may have identified with the body, so the soul is not in your awareness. You have to create a little gap between yourself and your mind. Then gradually the mind will start listening to you, and when the mind mirror has become clean, you will be able to see the reflection of your own true self. All those who don't believe in God, please raise your hands. Those who don't believe in God. हाथ हिम्मत से खड़ा करो यार, तुम्हारे अंदर है, देख रहा है वो. Yes. Whom do you believe in? नाम बताओ भाई इसका मेरे को. प्रकाश, प्रखर. हाँ प्रखर, तुम्हारी तो प्रखर बुद्धि होनी चाहिए.
Hello. No one, sir. No one.
क्या बोला?
Don't believe.
You don't believe in no one. Do you believe in yourself?
Yes, sir. I believe in myself.
You believe in yourself now. You agree to the fact that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are the observer.
Yes, sir.
You believe in that? Sit down, so you believe in God. What my answer? What my answer? You believe in yourself? That you are the observer of all these three?
I believe in.
अरे मैं तेरे से पूछ रहा हूँ, तू खुद पे बिलीव करता है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
That you are the observer of the body, mind, and if you are the observer of this body, mind, and intellect, and she is also observer of the body, mind, and intellect, what is the difference between her and you? Any difference? She is also an observer, you are also an observer. What is the difference then?
Actually, how I observe the whole social.
You are
things.
observing, you are an observer.
Yes, sir.
ये मेरा मोबाइल है, इसका टॉर्च कैसे ऑन करते हैं यार मोबाइल की? उसकी लाइट में, टॉर्च की लाइट में आई सी सर्टन थिंग्स. आई सी द बॉडी, आई सी द माइंड, आई सी द इंटेलेक्ट. शी ऑल्सो in her own light sees the body, sees the mind, sees the intellect. What is the difference between her and you?
Actually, how she actually.
वो तो एक्शन तो दूसरी बात होगी. वो तो एक्शन कौन परफॉर्म करता है? बॉडी करती है, माइंड करता है, इंटेलेक्ट करता है. अपन ने पहले ही देख लिया, वी आर द चेंजलेस इन द एवर चेंजिंग. परिवर्तन करने वाले संसार में हम चेंजलेस हैं, अपरिवर्तनीय. वी आर ऑफ द नेचर ऑफ अ लाइट, in the presence of which we saw the body, we saw the mind, we saw the intellect. Yeah, my next friend. There was another friend who did not believe in God, but he believed in himself. What is the difference between you and the person sitting next to you? Body is different, मान लिया, I agree. Mind is different, I agree with it. Thoughts are different, I agree with it. But the self, which is the observer of the body, mind, and intellect, in your case and her case, that observer, is there any difference in that? No difference?
There's a difference, sir. There's a the way you are saying is like there's no difference. You are talking about the consciousness only.
भैया मैं तुमको ये बात समझा दूंगा तो I will pat my back. Sit down. There is actually no difference. There is no difference between you or me. It is just that we are acting through different equipments. Same electricity functioning through this produces movement. Same electricity functioning through that is providing illumination. Same electricity functioning through this is providing magnified sound. But electricity is the same. Electricity is the same. जब ये बात तुम लोगों को समझ में आने लग जाएगी, जब ज़िंदगी में आगे बढ़ोगे, तो तुम्हारा अपने ऊपर विश्वास के साथ साथ भगवान के ऊपर भी विश्वास बढ़ना शुरू हो जाएगा। बाइबल कहती है ना, लव दाई नेबर एज दाई ओन सेल्फ। और गीता में कृष्ण भगवान भी कहते हैं, एक ही आत्मा सब नाम रूपों में बराबर रूप से व्याप्त है। बराबर, ये नहीं है कि इसका इल्यूमिनेशन कम है और इसका इल्यूमिनेशन ज़्यादा है। इल्यूमिनेशन बल्ब का कम ज़्यादा हो सकता है, पर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वही है। अगर 440 वोल्ट्स चल रहा है तो 440 वोल्ट्स ही है सब जगह। ओके, whatever thoughts you repeat more frequently, they cut a deeper groove in the mind, and subsequently the thoughts which come will be generated in that direction only, more and more. So as I told you, there are 50 to 60,000 thoughts which come in a day. Quality, quantity and direction, that decides our success or failure rate in life. If your thoughts always remain scattered, moving in 10 different directions, you will experience agitation, anger, rigidity of thought and such like things. So you can begin now. Divine illusion is difficult to cross. Illusion is Maya. You are standing on a platform and the train starts moving. After some time you feel that you are also moving. होता है ना? किस किसने ऑब्जर्व किया है ये? जो सो रहे हैं वो बताओ। हाँ, all those who have observed that you are also moving, you felt that you are moving. We do feel that we are moving, whereas we are not moving. That's an illusion. Similarly, all actions are performed by the body, mind and intellect. The self or the observer is changeless, unmoving. पर ये भ्रम हमने बहुत समय से पाल रखा है। ये भ्रम, ये इल्यूजन, ये हमारे अंदर है। इसको हमने सच्चे ज्ञान से, with the right knowledge we have to remove this. Only then we will be able to enjoy every moment of our life. Otherwise, your mind will be running into the future or it will be running into the past. In the present, there is no requirement of the mind. You are just in the present. Devotion is superior to all forms of yoga. Devotion is bhakti. और भक्ति को ये मत समझ लेना कमंडल लेकर के गंगा किनारे जाके बैठना है, माथे पे तिलक लगाना है, गहरे हुए वस्त्र पहनना है, हाथों में लाल वो धागा बांधना है. That is not devotion. Devotion is when you see the same Lord in everyone. अभी जब अपन लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे थे, we have seen that the observer in everyone is the same. Or the self, we can call it self now, or we can call it the Atman, or we can call it the spirit. The spirit is the same in each and every one. That is true bhakti. The last point is very important. When our worship does not force us towards hatred for other symbols, it is bhakti. I would like to clarify one point in favor of the Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma, the rishis of the Vedic period, they do not say that God is with a form. They have devised a form for God, so that you can focus your mind more intensely and improve the power of concentration of the mind. God is formless. So there should not be any fight between you or the people of other religion who says God is formless. भाई कृष्णा जो है अर्जुन से कहते हैं कि for people who are in a physical form to think about my form which is without my formless roop is very difficult. Is very difficult. So you remember me in this form. Somebody remembers him in the form of Ganesha. Somebody remembers him in the form of a cross. So in different form. Aim is to make the mind more concentrated. Because if the mind is not concentrated, your meditation will not happen. It will take a lot of time for you to become meditative in your approach. Mere book knowledge is not sufficient. Some of you might be motivated after my lecture. Anybody motivated to follow the spiritual path? हाथ खड़ा करो जरा. Good. Get hold of books, read biographies of great people, learn from them. Just reading the book is not sufficient. Practice it. Practice makes a man perfect. If you don't practice it, bookish knowledge will go waste. पोथी पढ़ पढ़ जग मुआ पंडित भया न कोय ढाई अक्षर प्रेम का पढ़े सो पंडित होए. अरे तुम लोग की जनरेशन में भी वही है जो हम लोग के टाइम पे था. गुड. मतलब गुड थिंग्स लास्ट लॉन्गर. Third point, give up attachment to sense objects and beings around. Attachment को सिंपल वे में बता दूं. इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि अपने भाई बहन माता पिता से प्यार करना बंद कर दो. No. You should give up the idea that you cannot live without them. When it becomes very deeply ingrained in your mind कि you cannot live without a particular thing or a person, that is attachment. And that makes you do many, many wrong things in life. A little time can be spent on listening about God, hearing and speaking bhajan. No harm. The earlier you begin, the better it is. I have learned this from my personal experience in life. I went through a psychiatric problem in 1992. Severe depression, which lasted for almost 15 years. Hyperactivity, total irritability, anger. Used to throw glasses, break them. Then I came onto this spiritual path. Once, while I was admitted in the hospital, thoughts came in my mind. Who am I? What is the purpose of life? And why all this is happening to me? Once, वो कहते हैं ना, जब बड़ी शिद्दत के साथ जिंदगी में किसी चीज की कामना करोगे तो कायनात भी उसे. I had gone to a friend's house where a book was lying. The book was Vedanta, the Science of Life. And I saw in the index only that the answer to my questions were in that. I started reading it, practicing it. That was 1992. I still do it. Before I come for a lecture, I revise what all I have to speak, any new ideas coming up, any changes to be made. Just like you used to remember 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8. When you were a child, you have to do the same thing with spiritual knowledge also. Repeating, it cuts a deeper groove. then whatever the stimuli which comes from the external world, that will go through that groove and your intellect will generate a response. It will generate a response in accordance with the knowledge that you have gained. Intellect के पास क्या है? From the external environment, the sense stimuli come inside. The mind, which is actually a clerk, sends it to the intellect. The intellect, on the basis of stored information, hard disk से वो पता करता है कि this is a good or bad for me, and it generates a response. And the karmendriyas, the tongue, hand and feet, they act accordingly. So, make it a habit. ठीक है, नॉवल भी पढ़ो. हमने भी, I read a lot of novels. As according to age, read novels also. But give some space to spiritual literature also. Give up evil company. They are very harmful. Evil company में watching a serial on the TV which you think is not going to help you in your chosen aim, give it up. Find an alternate method of passing time. At your age and stage, there is no problem of passing the time. You must be remaining very busy. Protect sapling of the spiritual tree. When you plant a sapling, initially what do? You make a tree guard around it so that the cattle may not eat the leaves. Somebody may not come and remove it. Once it has grown big, then you can remove the tree guard. Then it's a full-blown tree. So while in the initial stages when you are moving on the path of spirituality or self-management और पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट, मेरा लेक्चर जो है ना, इसका नाम पहले मैंने स्पिरिचुअलिटी रखा था. फिर लोग स्पिरिचुअलिटी के नाम से सोचते हैं कि इट इज़ समथिंग वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट. सो आई चेंज इट. आई कुड हैव केप्ट इट marketing spirituality, marketing personality development. I am not a marketing man. I am simple man, motivated by the fact that Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita has said, whoever propagates this knowledge of mine amongst the masses is very dear to me. तो मैं तो उनका प्यारा बनना चाहता हूँ. That's my sole aim in life now. So you all can be my helpers in this joint venture, entrepreneurs. Whatever you have learned, start using it. You must be sending WhatsApp messages right, left, center. Whatever you have absorbed today, send a WhatsApp message. लोग बोलेंगे कि पकाओ मत. Whenever I tell these things to my son, who is a 40-year-old army officer, he says, यार पापा पकाओ मत. मैं बोलता हूँ ठीक है, जब समय आएगा तब याद आएंगी मेरी बातें, वेस्ट तो नहीं जाएंगी. So I have changed my style, but I have told him, मैंने कहा, look, the biggest gift that I can give you is not the wealth that I have. The biggest gift that I can give you is life living skills, which I have learned from my experience. He says, that you are right. Be a witness to all your circumstances. ये जो observer था, this observer is also called the witness. It is a witness of the thoughts. It is a witness of the emotions which arise in the mind. It is a witness of the body, and it is a witness of the external world. It is a witness of both the outer world as well as the inner world. It's a witness. You can go through the slide. relationship with God is like a piece of thread. A lot of you must have seen a cloth in which there is a self-design. The same thread weaving patterns like a family sitting and having food, a tree, birds, everything made out of the same thread. If you open the thread at one side and start opening it, what will remain? Anybody? उसको खींचते जाओ, the thread only remains. And what is this thread? Cotton? Thread is nothing but cotton. If it is a cotton handkerchief, whatever was, is, and will be is God. Till such time you think you are like a piece of ice in the ocean, separate from the ocean, your choice. Once you melt with self-knowledge about who you are, child of the divine, you melt and you vanish in the ocean. Is there a difference between you and the ocean? है कोई? Any difference? No difference? That is our real relationship with God. Now you must be thinking why somebody is very good, why somebody is very bad, somebody speaks, his personality is a very illumined personality and somebody is a very bad personality. The observer is the same. The witness in all cases is the same. The spirit is same. The ruh is same. The differences are only in the BMI, body, mind and intellect. Some people by self-effort have purified their mind and intellect by spiritual sadhana, spiritual efforts. So they reflect the light of God more than others. That's the only difference. A very famous example given in Vedanta is the rope and snake vision. At night you are going somewhere. Suddenly you find a rope lying in the dark. What will you mistake it as? Snake. You will think it's a snake. And you will be afraid. You will change your direction. But if you have a torch in your hand, what will happen? Fear vanishes. You can see the rope as a rope. When we are ignorant about ourselves, which most of us were till maybe today or maybe till yesterday, about our real self, we were afraid of the world. There were anxieties in the mind. There were fears about the future. There were a lot of bad things which happened to us in the past. Everything is in the mind. When you are in ignorance mode, the rope will give rise to many misapprehensions in the scenario. The hood, you can see the hood also. In the darkness, you will be able to see the hood of the snake. You will be able to see the scales of the snake and everything. But when the torchlight comes or the self-knowledge comes of who you really are, all these things vanish. Understood? This mind fools itself and produces plurality. In a nutshell, all our miseries are because of the mind and intellect. Mind and intellect are actually the same thing. Mind is the one that is focused on the objective side, towards the outer side. Intellect is that which is on the inner side. Mind is less powerful than the intellect, but it is very, very turbulent. बहुत जिद्दी होता है. वो बुद्धि की दिमाग की सुनता नहीं है. You have to apply a lot of conscious effort. The word conscious is very important if you want to tread the spiritual path. I have already told you, when one rises above the BMI, bliss prevails. We are ourselves the blissful self. We are the one which is supposed to be eternally blissful and peaceful. Happiness should not come to you by virtue of a Mercedes car or a particular post or something. Any questions in today's lecture? This was the first part. We have 2 more parts remaining, but any doubts, any questions? Maya. He is asked a very important question. Maya, that which is not. In simple language, that which is not real. Real is that which is eternal. The self or we or the I is eternal. That is the real. Rest everything is transitory. Sansar. परिवर्तन संसार का नियम है. Body ever changing, mind ever changing, intellect ever changing, the outer world ever changing. It's all Maya.
Sir, the thing which is not true is which is not true and and I believe this is true. So this is Maya.
This is Maya. But as you move further, you will realize that you can see the substratum. Substratum माने आधार. जैसे कि you yourself are the substratum for the body to function, the mind to function, the intellect to function. When you leave the body is a dead body. It stops its function. The functioning of the body is because you are present there. Similarly, Maya has got no life of its own except Paramatman. Except Paramatman. Once, by virtue of spiritual sadhana, you have aligned yourself with Paramatman inside you, this illusion vanishes. Because to be aware of this illusion is the job of whom? The mind and intellect. And once you rise above the mind and intellect by virtue of spiritual sadhana, then there is no Maya for you. A very difficult thing, but worth trying, worth trying. I can tell you from my personal experience, I had, so no, I will ask you again if your doubt has been clarified or not. When I began on this path, I realized that I had certain fears. I had a fear of snakes. How many of you don't have fear of snakes? Please raise your hands. हाथ में पकड़ा है? कितनों ने पकड़ा है? Good. जिंदा था या मरा था?
Hello.
Okay, hands down. Hands down, hands down. भाई लेक्चर का टाइम खत्म हो गया. अब now you are intruding into your own time. So I first practiced with a dead snake. उसको पकड़ा तो fear, थोड़ा सा fear खत्म हो गया. That it was a dead snake. It is not slimy to touch. Then I tried with a live snake. उसको पकड़ा. I thought I will put it around my neck like शिवजी. तो स्नेक चार्मर told me कि इसको मत डालिए, इसको डर लगेगा. मैंने कहा साला मैं इससे डर रहा था, ये मेरे से डरता है. That is Maya. Got your answer? Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much for being patient.
We extend our sincerest gratitude to you, sir, for conducting this remarkable and enlightening session. It is certain that the students have gained an abundance of knowledge from the experience you generously shared, and they thoroughly enjoyed this session. Thank you, sir, once again for your invaluable insights. We look forward for your next visit to our campus. Thank you.